Well, hello everyone, and welcome to FranTastic Insights, where we provide insights from some of the coolest people in franchising. My name is Alesia Visconti. I am the president and CEO of FranServe and Franchise Dictionary magazine. Now, FranServe is the largest franchise consulting organization in the world, and our mission is very simple. We want to help change people's lives through franchise ownership, and we do that with incredible franchise brands and also with franchise consultants who help candidates explore franchise opportunities. Now, today I'm very excited. I have Robert Webre with us, and he is with Silverback Self Defense. Robert, welcome to our show.
Hey, Alesia, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for joining our show. I would be so appreciative if you could tell our audience a little bit about your brand and what makes it unique, and also the role that you play in it, because I know you have a very unique story to tell, so we'd love to hear it.
Awesome. Yeah, so I am the founder and owner of Silverback Self Defense. We are a mobile self-defense training company. What makes us unique is we do not have a brick and mortar setup. It's all mobile. We have a wrapped truck. We go to our clients and we bring customized self-defense training to our clients. We focus on three areas: hand-to-hand training, firearms training, and personal protection products. And so it's a little bit different. I've been in the martial arts industry for 30 years. I got into martial arts originally because I was bullied as a child. And I tell people martial arts literally has saved my life. And for the past 16 years, I owned a brick and mortar martial arts school. And if for people who own a martial arts school, their sphere of influence is about 5 miles from their school. And that's the only people they'll ever touch. And so we came up with this concept for a mobile training company where we can go anywhere and touch any customer who wants to feel safe and learn how to defend themselves. And so it's very interesting to see how people have really gravitated to that, and they really enjoy it, because as we're busy and people's lives are busy, they want to be able to learn self-defense, but maybe they don't have time to go into a martial arts school and train 3 or 4 times a week and, you know, in their schedule, but they can pick out blocks of time and still learn how to defend themselves. So it's pretty different, but we're really changing the way people think about self-defense training.
I love it. And not only is it, a unique brand, but I love the idea with it being mobile, because again, people need conveniences now, especially in the crazy world that we're in right now, right? So, we're still in the COVID world and people's schedules and our kids going to school, not going to school. So again, the flexibility and the convenience is very, very appealing to people who want to pursue what your brand offers. So I think it's a great concept, Robert. I must tell you that.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate that. It's something, that we started off with having companies approach us to come to them to teach their employees how to be safe. And before COVID, most of our clients were Fortune 500 companies, and we were going into and training their employees at their locations. Now, obviously, we've had to pivot. I think pivot's a good word for 2020. We've had to pivot, and we've become more of what I like to call a self-defense trainer or self-defense coach, where clients are hiring us to come because they're working from home. They're hiring us to come to their homes where they feel safe, they feel comfortable, and our trainers are able to go to their homes and train them. And the best part is every single one of our clients their training's different. What you want for your self-defense training and what someone else wants for their self-defense training is completely different, and is approached completely different.
Well, I think it's awesome that you were able, and I'll use the word, to pivot, right? To be able to expand your brand and also for your customer reach. So kudos to you that you were really able to do that. Now, this next question, sometimes when I ask, I get the answer of everywhere, and that may be the answer for you too, but are there specific markets that you're looking to reach, with new owners and new franchise as you expand your plans? It might not be, but if there are, you can tell us about that too.
Sure, yeah. So we're based out of Houston, Texas. Our corporate office is in Houston. So we are a new franchise brand, and so we're looking to stay in the Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma markets. Southwest, South markets. To start off with, we want to have good quality control as we bring people on board. We've awarded our first territory in Katy, Texas. And so, we have a direct, continual conversation with that owner to make sure that they're up and running properly. And so, obviously, our plan is to expand nationwide and bring the concept all across the country. But right now, really the focus is South, Southwest. So we have good quality control for what we do.
And that makes sense because you want to grow with the right type of franchisees. And as you said, for QC, so that makes total sense. Now, can you share with the audience a little bit about the qualities that you look for in a franchise owner?
Well, I tell people all the time, the first thing that I look for when I'm talking to somebody is someone who's passionate about self-defense and teaching and training people. That's foremost for us, is someone who really would want to do this for a living. We focus a lot on military transition and military. Our first franchisee came from the Air Force, and also first responders, police, firefighters, EMS, someone who was already maybe working a second or a third job, who would rather own their own business and build their own business versus working an hourly job for somebody else. They can easily scale this business as they want to move into retirement because there's no overhead. They don't have to have a huge space that has, thousands of dollars in rent that they have. They can build this slowly and then transition into this after they're finished what they're doing.
That's awesome. And congratulations on your first franchisee. And I heard you talk about him or her being a former military and a veteran. So can you shed a little bit of light on what your program involves with that?
Yeah, so we're very aggressive as far as our franchise fee for veterans and for first responders. We offer a very good discount and benefits for them because we feel like they have already shown a willingness to protect and serve. And that's really what we do. We want to touch people's lives. My life was affected positively from being bullied to having self-confidence, being able to defend myself. And we're looking for somebody, and we want to be able to bring that person on board with us to be a franchisee. And so that's kind of where we really are aggressive when it comes to marketing to the military and the first responders.
Well, that's great. And I can certainly see that relationship. And as someone who's been involved in doing pro bono work with veterans and helping them in many different ways, careers and post-traumatic stress disorder and many, many other things, I thank you for recognizing that and for doing so much for the veterans of our country. So thank you so much for that, Robert. I appreciate that myself as well.
Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day. So we got a big promotion going starting tomorrow for Veterans Day. And so we'll make sure that everybody knows that.
Awesome. I love it. Now, let's go a little bit deeper now. We're talking about, giving back and lives changing and things of that nature. And talk about one of my favorite hashtags on social media, and that's Franchise Strong. Now, I probably use that hashtag more than anything else, including hashtags for my own brands, which says a lot about how much I believe in Franchise Strong. For me, it is a culmination of everything that is franchising. It represents the franchise family and helping people, in every circumstance to find their passion and make their dreams come true of franchise ownership. And again, we're in COVID and franchising is strong, pre-COVID, during COVID, after COVID. We just always are pursuing helping others find their entrepreneurial dreams come true and helping them to really find out what matters to them. And when I think about all the people who want to own a business and don't know what to do and how to be in business for themselves, franchising is always such a wonderful, wonderful path for them to explore. So for me, that's a lot of what Franchise Strong means: the franchise family, the unity, the caring, and the passion. What I'd like to hear from you, Robert, is what does Franchise Strong mean to you and to your brand?
Well, I think first and foremost, affecting the community that we're in. I tell people we have a franchise that literally can change someone's life. Coming from somebody who has experienced it, one of the stories that I tell is we do a seminar for social media safety and human trafficking dangers. Texas is one of the highest areas for human trafficking. We actually had a seminar. It was a parent-child seminar, and a grandmother brought her 13-year-old granddaughter to the seminar. And the granddaughter's crying during this seminar, crocodile tears. We take a break and I'm talking to her. And come to find out, she was being groomed by a trafficker. She had no idea she was being groomed by this trafficker until she started to hear me talk about the way that a trafficker grooms someone. And this person was literally going to send her a plane ticket. No one knew. Her grandmother didn't know. Her parents didn't know. And we literally saved this girl because of the information that we provide in our seminars. That's kind of what, for me, we want to be able to try to do and touch people. And there's so many people who we want to touch all over. But the strength that comes from learning how to be confident in yourself, the strength that comes from being able to know you can protect yourself and your loved ones, and the ability to go out and not be afraid in the world. And unfortunately, the world we live in right now is kind of crazy with everything that's happening. So when I think about, franchise strong, I think, our brand is strong. We're a silverback gorilla, we're fierce. And then the services that we offer help for people to protect themselves. And again, finding something that you're passionate about, that you love to do, and then being able to have a business to do it where you're excited to get up every day and get up and do it. And that's kind of what we do.
Well, that was a very heartwarming story. So thank you very much for sharing that. I'm happy for that little girl that your webinar really stopped what was happening with all of that. So that's an awesome story just onto itself. And I will tell you, it's hearing stories like that really does make people understand how we change lives. Again, a brand like yours that's reaching out to the community, that's really, desperately trying to make a difference in people's lives. It comes out as you speak. You light up and your passion comes out. So I think the audience can feel that. I certainly can. And again, I'm sure your franchisees have that, because that must draw them on such a strong level to the brand itself. So again, kudos to you and your team tremendously for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I will say, I tell you, when I do these FranTastic Insights, I hate coming to this part because it's our wrap up, and I'm always so appreciative of the time that you have spent with us and that our audience has spent with us. And I would love to go on and on, but I am appreciative of people's time. So audience, thank you for your time. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see updated videos. And Robert, thank you so much for coming on with us and for talking about your brand. It is FranTastic. So any last words before we wrap up now, Robert?
No, I want to say thank you so much for having us. Thanks for bringing us on the show. I just want to remind everybody, holiday season's coming up. Be safe out there. Be aware. Get off your phones in public, and make it through the holidays safe.
Thank you so much, Robert. And as you said, tomorrow being Veterans Day, I know we both say Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, veterans.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.